Salut, mes beaux chèvres. Hello, my sweet goats. Let's talk a little bit about something that makes quite a few people cringe. I know that it makes people cringe, and rightfully so. All right, but before I get into it, I wanted to kind of address two things, okay? The first thing is I wanted to welcome the new people that are coming into this channel, the people who don't know who I am, who have never viewed any of the content that I've ever produced. This here is a Let's Talk video, and they're really, really basic. They're pretty much just a way for me to kind of talk about something that I feel has a certain value to me, or something that I feel is of relevance to me, and it's a way to kind of just unload some of my opinions in a very natural manner. The way I kind of try to film it is I try to film it as if you were in the room standing with me. How would I talk? How would I kind of just be chilling and just talking about something that I just want to talk about, and if you're ready to listen to. The second thing I wanted to kind of bring up is this thing right here, this beautiful thing, this sexy little bottle. That there, my sweet goats, is the high capacity water bottle. All right, that thing costs under 20 bucks, and the best thing about it, let me tell you this, all right? You only got to fill it up once in the day, and then you just finish it, and you've had all the water you need for the day. So that means that if you work a desk job, you got to get up, over and over again to fill that little dinky water bottle you got. You won't have to do it with this, all right? And if you're going to the gym, you're always walking back and forth to the water fountain. It's so fucking annoying because you're at the gym. You don't have to keep going because next thing you know, some other guy's gonna get to your fucking spot and then start using the weights that you had set up for your shit. Fuck, it's gonna piss you off. You're gonna get so angry. You're gonna be like, shit, why'd I have to do that? Well, you won't have to do it with this beautiful water bottle. Fill it up once, and you got it. You got it for the rest of the day. Yes. Now, if you really want to go ahead and buy that, you can go and check the Amazon link in the description below. It's mad cheap. It's one of the best fucking purchases you're going to make in your life. I know that it changed my life for the better, and I can tell you right now, there's been people who have bought that, and they've told me, they've come to me and said, hey, Bunty, I bought it. That thing's great. And I'm like, no problem. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I didn't really make much money off of telling you to go and buy that. I was like, yeah, go get that thing. It'll make your life better. So that's beautiful. All right, guys, we are gonna be talking a little bit about marketing. Marketing is this cringy thing. It is so cringy, but it exists everywhere. Shit, that was bad. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That was fucking crazy. But listen, I know people really don't like it when I talk about marketing. It is kind of, it's cringy. It is. But it's something that I see and I appreciate because I know that it is necessary in order to kind of get products into the hands of consumers and get ideas into the minds of people. It's really just something very important. I think that people should have a basic understanding of it at the very least, okay? Because everybody, let me tell you, every single person right now is trying to pitch you on something. Maybe not everybody. Maybe not everybody, but if you turn on the TV and you see ads and you see the news and you see anybody that has a voice that's trying to pretty much do something and try to gain an audience or sell you something is trying to pitch you. They're for sure trying to pitch you. While I'm not saying that every pitch is terrible and that it's just ultimately an evil, deceptive thing, it does do some good to kind of be able to pull back and look at the bigger picture. Because every pitch contains condensed information that omits certain details for the sake of getting to the hook, which isn't a huge issue at all if you're getting the desired product. If you look at this, for example, this beautiful thing is here on the screen again. Why haven't you bought it yet? Come on. This here is the high capacity water bottle. Of course you want to buy it. Now, I pitched this to you at the very beginning of this video, all right? Either that pitch worked or it didn't work, but I did pitch it to you. But what you really want to know, and what I really didn't mention on purpose, is how much water an adult male or female needs in the day and what the capacity of this high capacity water bottle is. Well, the truth is, it has a capacity of 2.5 liters, and the average female needs 2.7 liters of water in the day to be fully hydrated, whereas the average male needs 3.5 liters of water in the day to be fully hydrated. And that means you would have had to fill this up at least once more in order to be fully hydrated for the day. Now, does that make it a bad product? Fuck no, it absolutely doesn't. I love this thing and it makes me drink more water than I normally would have. I truly do believe that it is a good product. So even though I didn't present all the information, I actually do stand behind it. But fuck this water bottle, okay? I mean, I really believe you should buy it, but fuck it. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about what got me into the world of digital marketing. Towards the end of high school, I was media obsessed. I absolutely loved Hollywood and I loved show business. And I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and try to get into a communications program in college. So I did. I got into it and I started learning about how the media pretty much just influenced everything about how we chose to live our lives. Everything from day one we are taught about through the media. And then I started reflecting upon my life and I was like, oh my goodness, all these things that I value, the wife, the house, kids, you know, white picket fence, that kind of stuff is pretty much something that I have seen presented to me through the media, and it's presented to me as something good, something wholesome, something to achieve. So I was like, shit, this had to have been it. And then I started, you know, studying about the propagation of information within blogging culture. So it was pretty much just a snowball effect from that point onwards in regards to my interest in the media and my desire to understand it. And then fast forward a couple years, and next thing you know, I'm in an app development thing with a good buddy of mine, and all I'm doing day in and day out is trying to figure out how to get this app into the top charts via social media, traditional media, and startup platforms. It was an app called Here, and the premise was really, really simple, but really fucking genius, and it was my buddy that came up with it. Essentially, we took two anonymous people, completely anonymous. We tried to make it completely anonymous, and we would match them together, and they would be able to have an anonymous phone call that could be listened into by other anonymous people. So it was like people were kind of putting on a show, but because they knew that they were being listened into. So we would see all these really weird things kind of come up. It was very, very interesting. When the app launched, we made it to the top 10 charts in Canada for the App Store, and it was a major achievement. Eventually, the app did fail because of bad optics. That was the end of Anand Virk, the startup exec, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and start a small business in which I go and just help customers with their Apple computers, and I go to their homes. And I did that, and I did desk security, and I played video games. And eventually, you know, I started doing YouTube at the end of 2015. And when I started doing YouTube, I immediately realized how much I love doing YouTube and how little I love doing everything else. Like, I did not enjoy doing an Apple tech support job where I went to clients and charged them a premium or whatever. I didn't enjoy doing it. It wasn't fun. I loved doing YouTube. YouTube was the ultimate challenge for me because I had to build an entirely brand new network of people to surround myself with, all while trying to establish my own personal brand while they're trying to establish their own personal brands. And that's where things get really, really complicated, because on YouTube, you can be really fake or you can be pretty real. You know, if you can be just straight up with your audience, or you can just kind of live this kind of lifestyle that makes it seem like you're better than you are or anything like that. I mean, when I look at Jake Paul, for example, or Logan Paul, I don't see guys that are just fully authentic. I don't see them as people who are really kind of presenting a true picture of themselves. And that's their thing, I guess. I'm not going to go ahead and talk shit about it because it's clearly working for them. It really is. But I wanted to go about it in a completely different way. And I wanted to sleep at night. I wanted to be like, well, the people that are watching me are actually getting something that's real. They're not getting something that's just fabricated. They get to see the ups and the downs. That's something that I really, really, really gave a shit about. And that's pretty much where Twitter video came along, because Twitter is pretty much where I was able to connect with the fans for the most part. And when I started using Twitter video and putting my opinion out there and replying to bigger people by being like, yo, this is what I think about whatever you're talking about, people were like, shit, I want to listen to this guy. And that's it. And that's pretty much how I kind of found my way into like being someone that I wanted to be. It was truly freeing being myself on the internet because it was a moment of self-acceptance. I was like, shit, this is who I really am. And not only was I accepting myself, but the people who I had spent over a decade around were also accepting me for it. It was just incredible. And so eventually, you know what? I was like, this is great. This is amazing. I've really, truly done something awesome here. I added, you know, my YouTube and my social media to my resume. And then I started applying for marketing jobs. and in comes Kika Marketing. So Kika Marketing is a firm that operates out of Montreal, Vancouver, and Manila, and it is run by two very, very hardworking people. I was hired as a digital marketing manager and was tasked to pretty much develop social media plans for two cannabis brands, one called 1964 and the other called Dr. and Crook, and it was so much fun. It was, first of all, such a weird thing for me to kind of market because cannabis is very regulated, like really regulated. You can't just like throw up an ad for it. I mean, it kind of falls under the same laws as advertising cigarettes. And last year, while I was in LA, I had the pleasure of attending the 1964 launch party, which was also a Secret Walls event, which, if you guys don't know what that is, it's an art battle. So it was this amazing cultural crossover, which I got to experience with Lacey, Chris, and Anthony, and it was just truly a dream come true to actually see this brand that I was working on kind of launch. It was way bigger than I expected. I wasn't even sure of the scale when I got there. When I was just blown away. I was totally blown away. I was like, I did not expect it to be as big as it was. After I got back from LA, we switched gears and began marketing a community project and pop-up village known as Bunker, and it was really nice to see that come together. I even ended up meeting the now mayor of Montreal there. That whole project ended in September, and after that, I just fell into a bit of a depressive rut and just started focusing on what I wanted to do, or try to, what made me the happiest, which was my YouTube channel, me, Bunty King. That's all I wanted to do. And I was doing this at work, and I kept defaulting to it over and over again, and I started thinking, and I was like, shit, I'm not bringing value to this company. So I had a conversation with my boss, and I said, listen, you gotta let me go. You have to let me go. I'm the worst right now. You're paying me for nothing. I'm not doing the best job, so you gotta let me go. But only after I had written them an agency reel, which they would then use to pretty much pitch their firm to potential clients to land some decent contracts, which ended up with this right here, this fucking video. Watch this. Knowing that that was one of the last things that I did for them is really amazing. And I know it's not huge, it's really just, it's whatever, it's just an agency reel, but it is something that I did for them, and it's something that they're now sharing with other people, and they're proud of. And I'm proud of that, I really am. And it's awesome because this company that I work for had a soul. They're legit people behind this company. They really do care about the brands that they work with. And I think that it's so nice because I've been able to actually maintain contact with them, and you know, they're keeping me in the loop in terms of any other opportunities that may arise. So it's really cool. So listen, if you've got a business and you got a bigger budget and you want to get in touch with them, feel free to go ahead and hit them up. I put their details down below. But now that you know that part about me, now it's time that you kind of hear my opinion about this industry. I hate the marketing industry, and apart from the folks that I have had the pleasure of meeting, I feel that it is filled to the brim with people that will snake the fuck out of you for a quick dollar. And there's definitely an alarming amount of people within the industry that sell shit that they don't care about. And I truly believe that you absolutely need to care about the thing that you are selling to consumers. Personally, I would never ever sell you anything that I would not use myself. That is what I think separates me from the traditional, yeah, let me make some money marketer. And the way I look at it, ideas are the same as products, and it's a damn shame that people continue to be inauthentic about the shit that they believe in because you're selling something phony. You're not selling something real. If you're unethical about marketing, you end up being the kind of person that's going to sell cigarettes to folks despite the fact that you know that it's going to kill people. And that actually happened for years. So I truly believe that if you have an understanding of how to pitch an idea or a product to ordinary people, that you have a responsibility to kind of make sure that they're not being harmed. The hardest thing for me to do is to break away from this marketing mindset, and trust me, I have tried because it is cancerous as fuck. But this is YouTube, and YouTube is loaded with people that are trying to market themselves. It's the brand, YouTube. YouTube, it's you putting yourself out there. You are marketing yourself. Some creators, and it would be pointless to name one because there's so many that follow, end up manipulating their viewers. And you can know how you're being manipulated when someone chooses to hide a bit of information to uphold the specific narrative or to willfully misrepresent something to kind of mislead you. It's very, very obvious to see once you're looking for it. And listen, I don't think marketing is inherently evil or that people are inherently evil, but it is one of those tools that kind of allows you to tap into a darker part of humanity to gain something. And every time I turn on the TV, I just see it being used in a really shitty way, and it makes me kind of sad. And here's the thing, I would totally work for a marketing firm again, but only by contract and only for projects that I really truly care about. And one thing you can't forget is that the one thing I care about the most is connecting with you, creating content on my YouTube channel, talking about things, talking to people. That is something I really, truly do care about. If I could do this while being able to bring wealth into the lives of the people that I care about, then I'd be the happiest person ever. Seriously. And that's about all I want to say about the subject. I don't think I'm going to be doing another video on marketing again, so if you do have any questions pertaining to the subject, please feel free to go ahead and leave a comment down below. Also, if you did enjoy this, share this with a friend, leave a like, hit that sub button. Of course, make sure to get notified by hitting the bell icon. You do want to get notified because YouTube will just send my videos into the abyss otherwise. If you really love what I do, you can always consider to become a patron for as low as $1 a month. Thank you so much for watching. I absolutely appreciate you. Love you. Bye-bye.